Hello Capricorn, welcome to Aries Moon Arcana. I'm Kaya and I'm going to be reading some of your tarot cards today just to see what's going on for June 2020 or Gemini season 2020, however you want to look at it. I pulled a general message here for the reading, kind of like an oracle feeling card. I like to do that. 8 of Pentacles. What a surprise. Are you working hard, Capricorn? Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, it just is feeling like you are still, because whatever it is that you're doing, it's something you've been working on for a while. I see some diligence and some hard work, some focus. I think you guys are usually pretty focused, but whatever's going on, maybe you're going to be refocusing on this thing that you had going on that you haven't had a lot of time for or energy for, but you're going to be able to channel all of your hard work energy into whatever it is that you're really excited about, or like thinking this is your new step, this is your new plan, this is where you're going to be headed. So I see you putting a lot of effort in to whatever it is. It could be a job, it could be a project for your job, you could be starting a business, it could be a business you've had for a long time and you're just changing things up. Could be a relationship that you're starting to really just give more space to, maybe commit to. You might be starting to decide that it's time to commit to someone that you love. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to tuck right in, as they say, somewhere else. I'm going to bring it down here. Bye, see ya. This is where you can see just kind of what I'm doing. And firstly, I'm going to sage the cards so that it can be all about Capricorn. Going to get all that energy out. Make it all about you guys. Starting from scratch. All right. Let that burn out. Ooh, that's a smoky one today. All right, Capricorn. What messages do we have for Capricorn for June 2020? We already know they're going to be working hard at something. We could have guessed that. But what will it be? There's a lot of focus here. A lot of focus on something, like I said, doesn't have to be new. It could be anything that you are just starting to really, like I said, focus on. I don't have to reword it. I don't have to think of other. I don't need no thesaurus for this one. All right. Tower reversed. Don't be scared. Don't worry. 5 of Swords reversed. Justice reversed. Chariot reversed. Jesus Christ, what's going on with you guys? I'm gonna pull one more. 2 of Pentacles reversed. Something is going on with you guys. That's so crazy. I mean, I was just thinking it was just gonna be like a, status quo reading for you guys. But something else is going on here. Some sort of big, shift or change. I'm seeing the possibility of some legal, maybe not legal issues, but just having to involve a lawyer. I always see the Tower as kind of like let me show you this. It's really beautiful. It's like it's like, what is the word I'm trying to find? I swear to God, I know words. Maybe I do need this thesaurus today. You are reestablishing your ego. So this is the sign of a broken ego. Something about who you thought you were or what you believe in is being renegotiated on the inside. So something about your environment has kind of forced you into a tower moment. I do that all the time. Man, I'm flustered with you guys. What's going on? Yeah, some sort of tower moment has kind of left you having to rethink the way that you think or feel or the way that you operate. And it's really been like a battle, and you don't necessarily want it to be a battle. I see you wanting to kind of reconcile here with the 5 of Swords reversed. There could have been some big argument in your marriage or relationship or with your boss. Some big drastic thing happening, and you want to make it right. I think you want to make it right. You want You don't like the feeling of injustice happening here, justice reversed. You don't like the fact that maybe you came across as a bigger dick than you wanted to. It's very possible. Justice reversed, somebody's not getting what they deserve, almost like some sort of like attitude here isn't showing, it doesn't make sense to someone. Some attitude, they're like, I don't deserve this kind of poor treatment or poor harsh criticism or something like that. Somebody's feeling like it's not fair. Something doesn't feel fair. Having to do with this tower moment. That's like really making you see things differently. Whereas perhaps before with the tower moment, you may have just been like, fuck you. I don't want to get super into this. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about our feelings. I don't want to deal with it. But this time you're softening up a little bit, I think, Capricorn in general. And I think it's making you a little bit more open to reconciliation and to maybe be the person to offer reconciliation to someone. But whoever you wronged or whoever wronged you, whatever's going on there, whoever the opposite party is in the situation, I don't think they're ready. It's really unfair to them or to you. Somebody feels very like they're not ready to open up yet because it just feels too painful. Chariot reversed here. I'm feeling like this is maybe the reconciliation being put on hold for June. Got a little mess over there. There's something stopping this from happening. I think you're putting the work into making this reconciliation work. Because it's really got you off balance with the Two of Pentacles reversed here. You know, it's really got you off balance. Your life doesn't really feel like the way you like it to, the way you're used to. I feel like you had a nice structure, things were happening, and then something kind of pushed things off balance, and you maybe didn't handle it very well, and you maybe like lashed out at someone that you care about, and it was possibly like the last straw for someone. Like they were like, that's enough. I'm done with this shit. And it's true that they were being treated unfairly, or it's true somebody was being treated unfairly, and it's very clear to me that that's the case, and they're not ready to be okay with you yet if you're the one doing this. This could also be for cross watchers. Maybe you hurt the Capricorn and they're not ready to talk to you yet. But you know, it really rocked the balance here. So I'm going to go into some clarifications for each of these cards to get some deeper insight here. I'm just going to move everybody over, because these are all reversed. I have not seen, first of all, so many major arcanas. We've got 3 out of 5. And second of all reversals in a row. I haven't seen that yet. So I think this is what your focus is being shifted to, is this reconciliation or making things right. All right, Capricorn 2020 for June. Tower reversed. What's this tower moment about? We got some realizations here that the way that we usually operate isn't working anymore. And we may have caused a big rift, or a big rift was thrust upon us here as Capricorn. I'm not a Capricorn, I'm just, this is just the way that I speak to the energies. You know, so yeah, this tower reversed moment, something's going on. I want to know about it. It happened already. Or it's coming. 2 of Swords reversed. High Priestess reversed. Queen of Swords. Somebody is cold-hearted and mean and not listening to their higher self. Not using the best communication strategies. Knowing that there's a better way to do it, but ignoring that way. Not making the right choice, I see. You know, this feels very cold. All the colors are very similar to each other. All the energy is very sharp and cold, and it's not very loving or warm. So this is either how you're seeing someone else or how somebody else is seeing you right now, Capricorn. Very cold and not listening to your higher knowledge. You know, the knowledge that you know how to treat people well. You know how to do all these things, this and that. It comes from within. Your moral code isn't really being, whoever this is isn't focusing on their moral code, and it's making them look like a real asshole. like a real cold-hearted bitch. I want to use the C word, but I don't know how many of you would be okay with that. Yeah, this is just like a cruelty energy. So maybe it's that tower, that's the tower moment for you, is realizing you don't want to be such a cold bitch anymore. You don't want to be ignoring your higher calling. You want to be, you know, a little bit more soft maybe. You want to be the person that brings in the reconciliation. Instead of always being the one who just like cuts and runs, or just like says the thing and then walks away and doesn't give a shit if it ever gets resolved. You're kind of learning how important a healthy, balanced resolution is. So I think that that's kind of the tarot moment here. Tower moment. Damn, I do that all the time, don't I? Tower moment. Tower reversed. Kind of putting away being a bitch in situations. You know, we all have the ability to do that sometimes, but when you do it, Capricorn, you can be really cutthroat and really, really fucking mean. And I think you took it a little too far with someone. A little too far. All right, let's get some clarification on this. 5 of Swords reversed. This is where I'm seeing the resolution, the reconciliation that you would like to have. I think that the person that did the thing that caused the hurt is the person who ends up wanting the reconciliation. I think the person who received the coldness and the cruelty, they're not ready for that yet. But yeah, let's get some clarification here, because I think that there's definitely wanting to have a reunion and make up, kiss and make up. Strength reversed, 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands. So, I mean, this other person doesn't, they look at you like you are just ignoring it and wanting to move on and just digging into that and like holding your ground and being super stubborn. Capricorn, what a surprise. I know you have a tendency to be just a little bit stubborn. They see you as just like, you just want to move on. You just want to look past it. You want to look past all the other stuff. You turned your back to having a real conversation about something maybe too many times. And you've been too stubborn about it in the past. And it's making them feel like they don't expect you to want to reconcile. They don't expect you to want to have this conversation that brings things together. They're not expecting that from you because they've never really seen that side of you, because your ego is shifting now, because that wasn't who you were in the past. And you're really realizing that by doing that in the past, by being so like cold-hearted and turning away from your loved ones or turning away from an opportunity to empathize and be compassionate, it's really kind of depleted your strength. You're not feeling as strong. Your integrity is damaged because of this. Your integrity is damaged. It's important to know that treating situations like this, being so cold and stubborn and just looking beyond things and being like, just get over it already, I'm over it, you know, that kind of thing will kill your integrity, your personal integrity, the way you see yourself. You know, it's not a good look, basically. I mean, you grow out of it, hopefully, as you get older, or you dig into it as you get older. So I think now is the time in your life where you're really seeing how much you want to change that and be more open and be more loving and want to reconcile. So that's why I'm seeing this. It's not really, it doesn't feel like it's a possibility to reconcile, because this other person sees that. They see you as being someone who never does that. So it probably just doesn't even occur to them. They would probably love for that to happen, but they just don't expect you to come forward in that way with that energy. So let's now focus on Justice reversed. Justice reversed here. Somebody feels like it's not fair. Somebody got dicked around. And I do think it's the person who was receiving that cold front from somebody else. So, you know, cross watchers beware. Or maybe it's you guys treating the Capricorn this way. But I honestly think more often than not, the Capricorn is the cold one. Capricorns are really good at being cutthroat and just looking beyond what they find to be too frivolous or silly or petty. You know, feelings aren't as important as facts, right? So, you know, Capricorns have a tendency to be a little cold like that. And I think it's starting to really affect your relationships and, you know, The people around you, you can't treat them so unfairly, I think is what you're learning. So let's get some clarity. 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups reversed, 5 of Swords again. Yeah, this person's just like, there's no teamwork. There's like all this like just muddy energy. There's so much muddy energy surrounding the idea of working together and compatibility even, and just collaboration. There's just so much, there's so many things that have happened in the past that have hurt your ability to communicate with this person, that they just don't know what to say or what to do. I think they feel a little fed up. It's really unfair to them. They feel like you have always come out on top of these arguments and conversations and stuff like that, if you could call them conversations. But you've always come out on top, or this cold energy has always come out on top, because they're the cutthroat ones. They're the ones that are like, I'm going to win at all costs. This argument is like, it's about winners and losers, and I don't fucking lose because I'm a goddamn Capricorn. That's what I'm seeing, is like, that's what this other party is seeing. That's why it feels so unfair, because you look at everything like it's a fucking competition, and it's not always. Sometimes it is, and it's super fun. But go hang out with an Aries if that's what you want, is just healthy competition. Don't do that to your loved ones or your boss or your employees. That's not fair, you know? They're really feeling like this is unfair. You always remove the ability to collaborate with them. And so they feel like they have to give up. It's too confusing. It's too complicated. There's so many things that have gone into this that have made it come to this point. Like, it's been years. This could be somebody that you've been with for years, and it's just too cloudy and too muddy for them to feel like they have much hope, honestly, of getting through to you. So if you really want this reconciliation, it's totally up to you to like make it happen and show them that you're changing and that you really want to work on this ego reintegration. And you don't want them to feel like it's so unfair anymore. Making a mess. You don't want them to feel that way. That's a shitty way to feel, especially if it's in a close personal relationship. So this is the work that you want to be doing, right? But they're not really working with you right now. It's all you. You're kind of on your own, having to figure this stuff out. All right, let's clarify the Chariot reversed, please. This is for Capricorn for June 2020. I'm feeling like this is the part of the story where this is where you might offer this reconciliation. You know, you might say, I want to try this. I really want to talk to you about this. And you might be very surprised to find that they're not ready yet, because you feel like you've done so much work, but this thing that you had planned and this thing that you're working on doesn't get off the ground yet. And you're surprised and kind of hurt by it. But you know, yeah, see, I'm seeing you're feeling kind of bummed. 5 of Cups, Judgment reversed, Page of Swords reversed. I mean, there's just, this person's going to be real honest with you. Real honest with you. And they don't want to have that final conversation yet, but I think they're talking themselves out of breaking up with you, if this is a romantic thing, or talking themselves out of quitting a job if they work for you or something like that. The other party is seriously considering leaving the situation with you, if you don't get your act together, basically. And that's why this conversation doesn't get off the ground, because your apology is not going to fall on their ears. They're not feeling very receptive right now. Fair enough. They've been very receptive with you for a very long time, and they need some more time. So I think it's going to kind of hurt you a little bit that your apology and your wanting to reconcile is it's not going to be immediately received, but you're going to have to get over it, and you're just going to have to be patient and wait. I know you can be really good at that, the patience thing. You have to give them some time. Give this person or these employees or whatever it is, give them some time to get over it. It's not going to feel good for either of you. Let them come to some sort of decision on their own. Let them figure out if they need to leave you or not, or leave the situation or not, because they're not ready to make that decision. But they will tell you the truth. You know, they will tell you the truth that, like, this isn't working. I need to figure this out. And when they do end up telling you, it will be the truth. They won't sugarcoat it, and they won't, they're not shying away from it. They're not going to try to protect your feelings really so much anymore. They're going to just flat out tell you the truth. Which, you know, you should be able to handle, right? Because otherwise, wouldn't you just be a little bit of a hypocrite? Because you are always speaking the truth to people. Always cold, blunt. You're always just really directly honest, which I'm a Scorpio. As a Scorpio, I appreciate that. I love somebody that can do that. It doesn't always fall on everybody's ears so well. You know what I mean? Sometimes it doesn't feel very good. But this person is going to give you almost like back what you gave them, it feels like to me. Going to be a little like karmic justice for this person, and it's going to kind of suck for you. But I think it's all for the greater good. I think it's good to kind of really connect with what it is that we've done that hurts other people, because that's what really gives us the opportunity to heal. That's the most important part of it. If you're going to do something shitty, you may as well get something good out of it, right? You may as well heal from it. You got a lot of work to do this month, I'm telling you. Hoo-wee. All right. Now this Two of Pentacles reverse is telling me that this person that's not ready to reconcile or ready to give you an answer about reconciliation, it's going to fuck you up. You're not going to like it. It's going to make you feel imbalanced. It's going to make you feel like the whole work-life balance that you've got going on is not as strong and structured as it was for you. And I know you don't like that. You like things to be under control. But I'm seeing a little bit of having to kind of let go a little bit, because this Two of Pentacles reversed is just telling me, you know, maybe somebody moves out of the house, doesn't necessarily break up with you, but just needs to move out and get their own space. And it kind of makes things challenging for you. But I think someone will be removing themselves from the situation temporarily. Just temporarily, while they figure out what they want to do. And that kind of space will help them, and you giving them that patience and that space will also help, because that's what's going to show them that you're actually willing to reconcile, is giving them that space and that just holding space for that, and telling them, you know, showing them that you care now, not being so cold, showing them that you are willing to talk about it now, and not turn your back on an important conversation will improve things, but it's just not going to happen overnight. So let's clarify this for Capricorn, please. Six of Cups, Eight of Swords, King of Cups. So, I mean, I think this is going to send you into fits of nostalgia. You're going to be like, you're like, I don't want to see all the negative stuff that I've created, even though I'm working on it really hard. You're like, you want to be blinded to it to a certain degree, because it's almost like too much. It's like too many feelings. I see too many feelings coming at you because of this. I think that if whatever situation we're talking about and this is resonating with you, the way that the cards are like kind of laying things out for me leads you to a point where you're like, wow, I'm surprised by how much this is affecting me emotionally. I think you'll be surprised by it, and you'll want to look away from it, because that's what you often do. That's your usual mechanism. But since you're going through this big ego renegotiation with yourself, I think it's going to be time for you to stop turning a blind eye, and focus on the emotional aspect of it, and focus on how much it does hurt you, and how much you miss them. You miss having the things the way that they were. And I don't think that this is like missing them for the sake of missing them. I think you do genuinely, really, truly miss them and want things to go back to the way that they were. They can't, though. You can't go back to the way you were treating them before. You can't do that. But you can, I think you can bring them back. And as long as you're really making that change on the inside, I think you can do that. Because there's a lot of love here, and a lot of feelings and a lot of care. whoever these people are in this situation, they really, really care about each other deeply, 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 because they've been established now for a long time. This is a long time coming, this kind of reading. This isn't like a 3-month relationship with a Capricorn. This is like a really long, drawn out situation. Yeah, I think it might get a little overwhelming emotionally, and you're going to get knocked off balance because of that. That's what I'm seeing. And then we're going to do some sum it up cards. Let's sum it all up. Put a bow on it for Capricorn. They're going to be focusing on this a lot in June. They've really got to put the work in order to learn how to be a more compassionate, understanding, and loving person, partner, boss, sister, brother, all that, parent, whatever it is. Learning how to be more gentle and loving and caring is important for you guys, I think. Because you're gonna be sad, and it's gonna make you a nicer person. Which is good. It's good to be a nicer person. And it's a little bit like a long time coming that you get to feel this sadness. That's the kind of feeling that this other person has been having for a long time. So, you know, it's a little bit of like karmic retribution. You know, and like I said, with the justice reversed, there could be some lawyers involved. There could be like a separation coming. Just know that if you open up, you can reverse that. You know, if you open up now before this kind of stuff even happens, if you start to treat your partner with more appreciation and care and love and apologizing when you do something hurtful, I think you can redirect this and revert all of this. You just have to have this like tower moment, ego change on your own, and then not let it get to the rest of it. But I do think it's tied into an argument. So it might not come to you without that argument, but either way, I think making that change will be really important. So let's sum it up. Temperance and the 9 of Wands. So you're not gonna fully put your guard down. You're not gonna fully change. You're not gonna completely stop being stubborn. You're always gonna be a little bit stubborn, like I said before. But I think you're learning how to balance it. That's the Temperance card. The Temperance card is all about balancing things and feeling like they're on the right side of karma and history, you know, like just doing the right things. So I think that you'll be able to use your stubbornness for good, perhaps, in this situation. Like maybe being really stubborn about not letting that person go. Not physically. You cannot kidnap and hold a person, Capricorn, no matter how much you might want to. You can't do that. But emotionally stubborn. You know, like, I'm not giving up on this. I'm not giving up on this. I have put so much work into it this month, and I'm not giving up. And if that person wants to walk out the door, you say, all right, but I love you, and I want to work this out. So you let me know when you're ready, because I'm here for you. It's the second that you are. You know, this is like, I feel like you'll like drop everything at like a moment's notice to have this person back in your good graces, you know? Because they are super, super important to you. And you're even realizing how important to you here. You may have lost some appreciation for them over time, and now it's like coming full force back into your forefront and your consciousness. So yeah, I see a lot of work with that. And finally using your stubbornness for good instead of, for making somebody feel like you're not listening to them or making them feel unimportant. You're going to really you don't have to stop being stubborn altogether. You just have to use it in a healthier way. And I do think that this is a good way to do it, balancing it with how loving you're learning how to be. So that's what I have to say for you, Capricorno. Perfect. I'm going to bring you back up and say goodbye. It's me again. Hi. Thanks for watching all the way through. If you're all the way at the end, that means you watched the whole thing. That's rad. I love it. Thank you so much. Like I said, I do personal readings in the description box below. You can see on my Etsy page that I do those there. And then my schedule for all the next upcoming videos that I'm going to be doing is there as well. Check out the Sun, Moon, Rising. Check out the Moon, Rising, Venus if this didn't make sense for you. And like, comment, subscribe, share. Let people know if they're a Capricorn and you're like, oh my God, they need to hear this so bad. Please share away. I love doing this. So any activity or any knowing how you guys are feeling about it is definitely going to keep me on track and keep me doing it. So definitely support me if you're into it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye. Mwah.